Welcome back, Equity Podcast. Barrick here. Thanks for joining. All right, some examples of what we're going to be talking about today. First, you're going to ask somebody out on a date. Maybe we should go out sometime. Versus, dude, I had a great time. You want to go out Saturday night? You can, look at my delivery of that message and think about how you would feel if somebody asked you that way, right? I'm projecting in different ways, just using a different language, a different sentence. And when somebody asks me that, I'm probably going to feel a little bit different, right? That first one, maybe, yeah, maybe. And the other one's like, oh man, this person's excited and actually wants to see me, right? Different. When we're in the gym, I think I might be able to get rope climbs today. Versus, I'm really going to focus on my technique on my footwork for the rope climbs. Right? Two different things. We're still doing, we know that the rope climb is a work in progress, but one is like, yeah, hopefully I can do it, but it's out of my control, versus the other one, there's something in my control that I can work on and focus on, right? And how are you going to feel going into that workout versus, yeah, maybe I might be able to, versus, hey, I'm going to focus on this. Like, you're going to go into that workout much different. So there's two kind of real world example and in the gym example. And both of these are about confidence, and that's what we're working on today is how can we improve, how can we help build our confidence? But before we get there, what is confidence? I'm going to, everything I get is from somebody else. I like to aggregate information. And this is from, I honestly can't remember who this was from, but basically it's trust in yourself. Confidence is you trusting yourself. And trusting yourself to get results or to do a thing that you're going to be in. So everybody has confidence in some area, right? But what we want to do is build confidence in those other areas. So if we want to be a more organized person, we want to start really small and build that trust up slowly over time with ourselves and slowly get better at that. So we can start with making our bed. It's something that takes, 30 seconds. You have to do it every day. And that can really build a lot of confidence. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going into there. There's a book about it a general did. Really good. Definitely check that out. But, it's that small thing, and that will help build trust in yourself that you can do something that you said you were going to do. And it's simple, but it's over time it compounds and good results can come out of that. And then you can start doing that in other areas. So it's trust in yourself, and that's what we're trying to build. One of the ways that we limit our ability to build trust in ourselves is using soft language, soft words. Our words and our language do matter. If we don't think about the words we use, words and our language affect how we feel all the time. And we need to be mindful of that. So we need to be mindful of that. I said that twice, two different ways. So these are the words that we're going to try. And this is what I was doing examples of with the date and the working out. So there's words that we want to try to limit. And I just literally used one of them. There's these words that we want to limit. There are, of course, instances where we're going to, but we want to use them as little as possible. So I have a list here. Notice I wrote these really big font. If you have a piece of paper and a pen with you, I would highly recommend writing these down and write them bigger than you usually write. So I wrote these, instead of writing on one line, I wrote them on two. Honestly, it should have been bigger. But so we have, I have my list here if you're watching the video. So what we're doing is write these words down in bigger than you usually write them. Could, think, maybe, guess, might, possibly, probably, sort of, kind of, perhaps, hopefully, and try. So these are what we call soft words, and we want to try to limit these because they're non-committal, right? Maybe we go out sometime. I think I can do right lines, right? Think about that energy that those two statements bring versus we should go out Saturday night. I'm going to work on my technique on this workout, right? The energy is just different, like I talked about earlier. What we want to start doing is noticing when we're using these words and start replacing them or removing them. So, I literally did this as I was going over this. I said we want to try to use these words less, and that's literally a soft word that we want to limit the words that we use. That we want to limit our use of these words, right? So I'm still working on it, but I was aware of it, and we'll get to that in a second. I was aware of it, and then I replaced it. So that first part, we'll just get into it now, is awareness. You just want to notice when you're using those words. And you'll start noticing it all the time. And that's the reason that I asked you to write these in big fonts, because what we're doing is we're making the brain notice these words, and they're going to stand out more. Like if I just write it in regular font, I'm probably going to forget it. But if I write it a little bit bigger, if I put this on my mirror in the morning, or at my desk, and I have it in big font, and I just look at it all that, like I'm going to start remembering those. Like my brain's like, oh yeah, those words, and then I'll start seeing them everywhere. Right? You buy a new car, and you start seeing that new car everywhere. Right? I remember, so Paul got a new trail, what's it called, Forerunner, and then Gary got one, and then Amy got one. And I was like, man, why is everybody getting Forerunners? And then I started seeing them everywhere. And Cole has a white Jeep. So I see white Jeeps everywhere all the time now, too. Because I'm like, oh, is that Cole? No, that's a hardtop. But I see them all over the place. So it's just funny. So that's the system that we're trying to activate in our brain by writing these words big. So that we start, oh, I just said kind of. Oh, I said try. Oh, I said maybe. Oh, I said guess. I've written them bigger. I've gone out of my way to make them stand out. So that's the awareness piece. We want to be aware when we use them, when we write them. And I've been trying to do this for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm writing my texts differently. I'm writing my emails differently. I'm talking differently, or at least I notice that I'm talking differently. I'm trying to change it. So it's really fascinating how when you just write those words down, how you can start changing things. Once we have that awareness, then we want intention. So when I start writing something out and I'm like, oh, I just wrote try, I intentionally go back and take it out and rephrase that sentence, or just take it out completely. I make sure that I'm more, I'm not using that soft talk, I'm being more committed, I'm being more to the point of what I'm trying to do, right? And like I said, and that's also taking action. So I'm being intentional, and I'm taking action on this. I'm making sure to try to think, there it is again. I am working on being more intentional in my words and making sure to take action on that as well. So again, the past few podcasts, awareness, attention, intention, and action. When you start doing all of these things, you're being more committed. You're not using that soft talk, and it brings confidence, right? When somebody comes and asks me, hey, what What do I need to do this? And I know the answer. I know what's going to get them there. But if I just use some of that soft talk word just because I don't have the confidence in myself that I should have, I know if we want to get our legs strong, we need to be squatting more, right? But if I say, maybe we should get on a squat program, that, like, how much confidence does that ensue when I say that as, somebody who's looking to get stronger? Not a lot. But if I say, so this is what we're going to do. We need to start getting some more squatting volume in your programming. So we're going to do a program where we're squatting twice a week, and this is the program we're going to do. You're going to do your 3 classes plus these 2 days. You're going to try and get you're not going to try it. You're going to do this 2 days a week. When I have that very specific plan, it's like, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. Like, there's that confidence there. It's not, maybe you should do this. Maybe you'll get results. It's no, do this and you will get results. And like I said, that's what confidence is. It's trust in yourself, and it's trust in the ability to get results. In the long run, when you start talking like that consistently, you're also going to start feeling more confident because you realize that results are being made. Like, you're building that trust in yourself as well over time. So let's kind of wrap it up. Limit those soft talk words. Could, think, maybe, guess, might, possibly, probably, sort of, kind of, perhaps, hopefully, and try. Write them big somewhere. Keep them somewhere where you can see them frequently. And slowly start picking them out of your language. That's going to help you build confidence. It's going to help you build confidence with the people that you're with. And you're going to see that confidence, and you're going to feel better about yourself and about what you're capable of. If you're looking for more help with stuff like this, reach out. Barrick.Bryan@equity.fitness. As always, thank you for listening, and I really appreciate all of you that take time of your day to listen to a grouchy garden gnome. I appreciate it. And cheers, guys.